Hi ladies, so today I'm going to be demonstrating how I put on my lace frontal bob unit. I'm using absolutely no adhesive, so the elastic goes band over first, and then I stick the two combs underneath the cap. So I'm just lining everything up across the hairline to make sure that the front of the frontal lines up over my hairline. So I just try to bring the frontal at least half an inch over my hairline so that as least amount of my hair peeks through as possible. Depending on how the frontal is made or how the frontal is customized, you can get some peaks from your hairline, but if you do, that's fine. I don't mind because no adhesive is used for this installation, so it's to be expected. So I'm just lining up and making sure everything fits how it's supposed to. Frontal is already pre-plucked. I already did all the customization, knots are already bleached. So here I'm just cutting off the lace from the front of my lace frontal. I am cutting in a zigzag motion. It's sped up so it may not appear that way, but I am cutting in a zigzag pattern versus going straight across, because when you go straight across you just see that line just sitting there blank in the front, and that's not okay. So after I already cut the excess lace off, I just lined the frontal up with my hairline. So the cap was a bit small, but it's okay, I still fixed it. Alright, so the lace is already cut. Everything is basically in place how I wanted it to be. If you don't feel like doing any baby hairs or going that extra mile, you can leave it basically just as such. But if you want baby hairs, you can continue with this process. I'm just making sure all of my actual hair is tucked away nice and neatly underneath the lace. So I'm using the hot comb just to get most of the hairs out of the way, so when it's time for me to actually lay my baby hairs, nothing is in the way or nothing is hindering my application. Okay, so I'm using the Got to Be Free spray on the end of my, this is an eyebrow brush, a lash and brow wand. I spray the Got to Be Free spray onto the lash and brow wand, and to me it's one of the most easiest way for me to pick up the baby hairs, because I prefer a much more natural appearance with my lace frontals. For the look that I was going for, I didn't want it to be too heavy with the sweeps. Okay, so I continue making small sweeps straight across the hairline. Baby hairs are essential in most cases. If you don't want the line of the lace to be visible, even though for mine the line of the lace isn't much visible at all in most areas, simply because I bleach knots and I pluck. I make sure to pluck, give it a natural plucking, so that the hair doesn't really look too false, or so that the hair doesn't really look too patchy. I try my best to prevent the patchy look. Sometimes when people pluck, it does be overplucked to the front, so that causes big gaps in the actual lace, meaning that you would have to do huge sweeps to compensate for that. I try my best to give it a much more natural appearance across the hairline. didn't really want it to be too fussy. I didn't really want much to be going on. So I'm just using my lace front, my hot comb, and this is a Kera wax stick. I use the Kera wax stick to take away any flyaways that may be happening around the front of the hairline, and also to give it a nice swooped pushback look. Make sure to cover your wefts. That's very important. Make sure to cover your wefts. So I'm just pulling it out so that you can actually see the length of it. I would have left it that length, but I just did light trimming just to finish cleaning it up. But everything fully blends. For some people, if you choose, you can make your lace a little bit darker. I was satisfied with the color of it because my scalp is brighter than my actual face. With this look, I really was satisfied with how this came out, because this is how I love my hair to be. Nice, natural, neat, not too fussy, nothing much going on around the front, just easy and clean looking. This wig was made, handmade by me, using a lace frontal and 2 bundles. Well, not quite 2, like 1.5, but yeah. So this is my Karma Beauty flat iron. I swear by this because this flat iron is amazing. And I just continuously press it down so that everything can fall nice and neat together. Trimming the edges to make sure that everything is together. It's not supposed to be the same length on the sides. One side was supposed to be longer than the next, but like I said, I loved this look. Everything came together exactly how I wanted it to. I could not ask for a better look. This was my So here I'm just demonstrating that the wig is still glueless, that there is absolutely no adhesive used because my comb can go straight underneath the lace, but that the cap is still on and nice and secure. So basically there's no adhesive, there's no games, there's no tricks being ran, that the cap is still 100% removable, but it's still nice and secure, and it's flat. The lace is flat to the skin. Okay, so this is the final look. Just taking a few selfies. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy your day.